Welcome to Mr. Williams' Logic troubleshooting video. I hope you find this very helpful, because I'll tell you what, I'm going to find it helpful when you're in my class and you're asking for my help constantly. Sir, Logic isn't working. But actually it is working. It's just that you haven't checked simple things. So it's just help you out, and that helps me out. Are we all okay with that? Good. Okay. So first of all, let me just move my camera so you can see. There you go. You can see the keyboard. Right. You can see everything that I'm working with here. So we want sound on Logic, don't we? We're in a class so we can't find sound. Now the first thing to check is that the USB lead, that's one of these, okay, little square ends, is actually plugged into the end of the keyboard. And you'll notice there it should plug in. So I'm going to plug that in, make sure that's done, and I also make sure that the on-off switch is on. A lot of people don't remember that, and they have it turned off, and they wait 40 minutes in a lesson just for me to walk across and turn it on. So please, that's a good little tip. So that's done. Now track the lead all the way to the back of the computer and make sure it's plugged into the back of the computer. Some people will ask me, some students, how do I know what lead it is, sir? Well, here's a great tip for you. One of the best tips of this video. Take the lead and follow the lead. And follow the lead and follow it. Oh, and I can see where the lead's going. Great tip, isn't it? Check. It's called independent learning. It's a real vital thing here at Arthur Terry. Definitely check that. Independent learning. So you've done that. What next? What do you need to do? Well, I need to check whether there's blue lights on. I have a motto in my life when I come to Logic. If there's no lighty, sound is not likely. Right? So no lighty, no likey. Make sure there's blue lights there. If there's not blue lights, then either you've got a problem with your lead, it's not plugged in, or a problem with the keyboard. If there's a problem with the keyboard and there generally is no light at all, check it's on. If it's still not on, the computer's on and it's still not on, then it's a dud keyboard and it's time to go and ask Mr. Loftman to replace it. All right? Very unlikely that will happen. So remember, no lighty, sound not likely. Right, okay, here we go. We've got that. We've plugged it in. We now come to Logic itself. We're looking at the computer itself. Have we turned the volume up? And have we made sure that the QWERTY keyboard and the mouse are also plugged in? Again, track the back of the mouse. Track that it's plugged into the keyboard. Now make sure that the keyboard is in the back of the Apple Mac. It's very easy. That gets pulled forward and it comes out the back. So just make sure that's done. So we've done that. Everything's working. We're all okay. On the actual QWERTY keyboard, I don't know if you can see it here. It's a little bit annoying that you can't. But on the right-hand side here, you've got the little volume controls that go up and down. Make sure the volume in Logic is turned up. Make sure it's not all the way down and muted. There's a mute key here, a volume lower key and a volume higher key. And we want to press the volume higher key until it's high. Okay? So make sure you do that. Great. No problem at all. Oh, it's playing. Why is this playing this stupid thing? That is a total farce. There you go. Right. So we've set it up. It should be fine, shouldn't it? No. This is where it gets even harder. You see, the thing is, Logic is a little bit of a funny baby. And it sometimes plays up. So watch me carefully as I go into Logic. I click Logic. And I open Logic up. And I click Logic again. And it doesn't seem nothing's happening. Where's Logic? Logic's not here. But is it? Yes, Logic is here. If we go up to the top of the left-hand screen, we see Logic Pro has indeed opened up. But there's just no file open yet. So go to File, go to New, and this special box will appear on your screen. The special box asks you for software instrument, audio, and you can read external MIDI, guitar or bass. What we want to do, if we're recording on the keyboard, on this keyboard in, you want to put some instruments in, software instrument is vital. The only time you would actually click audio is if you're recording your own voice with a microphone. Okay, or a guitar that you're plugging in, but that's a different lesson. So we want software instrument. Down here, number of tracks, we're going to put 4, no problem at all, and I'm going to create those 4 tracks in Logic. The 4 tracks come up. Now what you will find is, here, when you are playing the keyboard itself, you will see a volume little appear here in green as the sound plays. You will also see some activity in this window flickering around when you're playing. If that isn't happening, it means the keyboard has not been connected properly. And there is another check we can do now. Okay, this is an important check. We go to Logic Pro X, the menu up here. We click that and we click Preferences. Logic Pro X Preferences. We then go down here, click Preferences, there you go. You go down to Audio. So the Audio Preferences, we got that? Let's move on to it. Make sure that the output device on this screen is the built-in output. Not system settings. No, 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 no. Built-in output. That means that you're going to hear the sound. It's going to come out of Logic. Nowhere else. It's going to come out of any of the other connections that are in Logic itself. Right then, so we're happy. We're playing into Logic. It's all sounding brilliant. And then we forget to save our work. Not good, not good. Save your work. This is how you save your work. File. Save as. Go to Save As. We want things on the desktop generally. Desktop's a good place. It's a safe place. Go to the desktop, click Desktop, and label it. Don't call it Project, or don't call it I like naan bread, which is one of the files I recently saw. No, no, no. Call it by your name. So, Mr. Williams. What project is it? Music demo. Call it something that it is with your name. It's really helpful to try to find it later on. Save it to the desktop by pressing Save down here, and that's all you need to do. It's backed up. And then when you've saved it, during the lesson, if you do something really cool and really amazing, which you're all going to do, just go File, Save. And every time you press File, Save, then, once you've done Save As, it will just keep rewriting that file and saving the file. Well, I think that is it, really. Ah, no! One more thing. What about if you get the spinning beach ball of death? That little weird beach ball that Logic uses, spinning around, and then you can't do anything. Do you call sir? Well, not really. First of all, try quitting Logic by pressing the Control key. The Control key, which is on the QWERTY keyboard. Press Control, hold it, and go down to the Logic here, the Logic symbol in the dock. Click it, and you can go to quit. Sometimes it will appear actually force quit when it's crashed. Click quit, and it should be fine then, shouldn't it? It should be all okay. So I want to do that now. Press quit. It'll ask me if I want to, and just do that. Okay. There is another thing that could happen with the spinning beach ball of death, or the carousel of crisis, which is what I like to call it. But if that's the case and you've been waiting 2-3 minutes and nothing's happened, what you need to do is do the special technician's trick. All the technicians, the best technicians in the entire world, know how to do this. And it is an incredible tip. Bear with me while I take you on a little journey to the back of the computer. So here we go. Right, now, back of the computer. Back of the computer. Can you see the back of the computer here? Can you see this? Yes. Back of the computer. There is a little disc. If you click and hold the little on switch, you actually get your head round there. I mean, I'll have a look. There's actually a switch. Click the switch, press it, and hold it. And what will happen when you hold it for 6 to 10 seconds? It will switch the computer off. Yes. And then you can press the disc again, and it will switch back on. And you can reset all the computer. You don't need Mr. Williams, Miss Deeks, Mr. Loftman, Dave. You don't need them to do all these things. Do it yourself, and you will feel amazing. you will feel as though you're the best student ever. And I'll be happy because I won't have to deal with all these silly things. I hope that helps, guys. Until part 2, I'm signing off. Bye-bye.